We got a $9,000 tax return, and within 24 hours, we split it into two completely different decisions. One that instantly lowered our debt, and one that we're hoping we don't have to touch at all yet. If you saw my last video, we started dental school with $20,000 of credit card debt. One of the biggest parts of that plan was our tax return, and we had to decide exactly how to use it immediately. We had two priorities with this money. One, make an immediate impact on debt. Two, protect ourselves financially until mid-June when the next student loan disbursement comes in. So instead of throwing it all at debt or just saving it, we split it intentionally. Immediately when our tax return hit our account, we had to pay our state tax, and I also wanted to go ahead and use that to cover our filing fee. So immediately that was gone. I knew at that point I wanted to take our smallest credit card, which I'll put the exact total here. It was like $2,900 something. I knew that I wanted to at least pay off one card. So if you guys saw my last video, I mentioned that out of the 5 of our cards, one of them was already paid off by the time we moved here, and it just has our Netflix bill coming out of it. And so it's like I can keep that card going, but it's just one thing. It's the Netflix is ridiculous. It's the $25 Netflix fee. That's it. That was already paid off. I wanted to have one gone immediately so that we could get our snowball going. So the next smallest one was the $2,900 card that we have. So I went ahead and said, okay, at least we're going to start there because we're going to get our snowball rolling. So we're going to take the minimum payment that we were paying on that card. Plus my car is going to be completely paid off in May. So we're going to take the $300 that I was paying for my car payment, plus the minimum payment for, I think it was $70 or $75. So we're going to combine that and we're going to make a $375 payment additional on one of the other cards. So just essentially get our snowball rolling as quickly as possible. And for me, this gave us an instant win. So the remaining amount, which I'll put here, it would be $6,000 something. We put completely out of our account into a separate savings account. I did not want any penny of that money to unintentionally be spent on something else. This is not extra money for us. This is not fun money for us. This is strictly, we are going to use every penny of it that we can to pay off these credit cards. In case this is the first video of mine that you are seeing, you might be asking yourself, why did you not just go ahead and pay off more cards? Obviously, living on a fixed income on student loans, there is not extra money that you can just get from anywhere. You can't put in more overtime. You can't work more hours. You get what you get. I'm filming this on April 12th. We are coming up on the end of the semester, on the end of my husband's first year of dental school. Our loan disbursement does not come in until mid-June. So we still have mid-April to mid-June. We have 2 months left to work with and about 2,000 some left to work with. Now, that is scary. But you're just gonna have to go back and watch some of my old videos, budgeting videos, how we do things, because I think it's gonna be okay. We have not touched any of our emergency fund money. We've not touched any of our buffer money. We still have Christmas money, which I'm not gonna get into that. I'm gonna leave it. But we still have other money in other savings accounts to where I think we will be okay. So the 2,000 some whatever, I'm not too nervous about it yet, because also I think my husband will get another paycheck or two, maybe a partial one, before school is done. Also, update for anybody who has seen any of my budget videos, he also did get that summer research job. So when he starts that, that's about like $3,000 that he will get additional on top of whatever the loan disbursement is for the summer. I think we will be okay. I'm not panicking yet, but I want the tax return money to act as an additional buffer in case we need it. I do not want to throw everything at the debt yet when I'm not sure where we're gonna be at just with our living expenses and covering all of our bills. So my plan is obviously to 100% not touch it. Like I said, if worst comes to worst and the emergency fund goes, the buffer goes, and then we have to tap into it, then we will, and it will be there. But my plan is to not need to touch it. I am so passionate and I am so just dying for it all to go to debt. And I am obviously not a financial expert in any way, but I know in a lot of cases like this, aggressive debt payoff is almost always the answer. If you watch any financial person out there, aggressive debt payoff is is the answer. I totally agree with that, except in this case. If you are currently living on student loans or about to be living on student loans, aggressive debt payoff is not necessarily the answer for you right now. Not saying that you can't do something similar to what we're doing. I would consider this aggressive to have that $9,000 to just drop and completely annihilate as many cards as possible. And then this huge debt snowball where you're paying $900 a month towards your credit cards. I would consider that aggressive debt payoff. I'm not going to do it recklessly. And I would advise you to also bear that in mind if this is your similar story, your similar situation. You can be aggressive about it, but do it intentionally and carefully. Having the cash flow and the money to live on right now is more important than being super aggressive with the debt. So right now we are currently in a little bit of a waiting period, waiting to see how far our money stretches into our next loan disbursement, waiting to see if we're going to be able to use all of that or most of it or how much of it to roll into this debt. And in the meantime, just getting and continuing to roll the snowball down the line. The unfortunate part about those last three cards is, of course, they are the biggest. We have one that has 4,000 something, I think 4,500. I have one that has 53. I'll go ahead and put them all here. 4,000 something, 5,000 something, and 6,000 something. And that is what we are working with the last three. So it is still gonna take a while. Like I said, I am just absolutely doing everything in my power to take care of this situation as soon as possible because I am ready to be credit card debt free. So whenever that happens, I will absolutely be updating you guys. I will be doing a credit card debt free video at that point, whether that is however many months from now or a year from now. If that's how it shakes out, then I will be letting you guys know and how long it took us and what exactly that looked like. Fingers crossed that it happens sooner rather than later because I have exciting plans for that extra $900 a month and I'm ready to use it. But I want to know what you think. If you were in our situation, would you have paid more towards debt or kept more in savings as a buffer? If you missed it, my last video explains how we started with $20,000 in credit card debt and set this whole plan in motion. I want to thank you guys for being here and I'll see you in the next one.